besóid nua Vericá an réad na dara ble clia agus a láthir an oscail defigiúil bhí an tuachtarán éman de Valera an Taoiseach Seán le Meas agus mórán airí stáit agus anadaí ó rialtas Vericá.
Between 1956 and 1961-62, I guess, the whole question revolves around where is the new American embassy in Dublin going to be built. It's clear that Merrion Square isn't a suitable site, and the Ambassador Taft and his successor, Scott MacLeod and others, go out and they look for possible sites. It's clear by 1957 that there's going to be a site in Ballsbridge, and that's the current site on the corner of Pembroke Road and Eglin Road.
So John Johansen was appointed in 1956. He was a professor at Harvard University. He had never built anything bigger than a house. His initial forays in the design were a disaster. He started with a square scheme in 1957. It was rejected. He came up with a hexagonal scheme in 1958. It was rejected. And then the program ran into politics, political infighting in the United States, and Senator Warren Hayes, who was the chairman of the House Committee, was trying to put a block on the embassy program. In hearings in Washington, it was likened to a pile of flapjacks with a pat of butter on the top. So, you know, people were being disparaging about it.
Construction of the embassy is seen as a prestige project for many Irish designers, from many Irish suppliers, from those who perhaps provided wood panelling to aspects of the electrical work, down through all aspects of the embassy structure. This was very much an Irish-American construction.
The embassy broke all sorts of new ground. Technically, in terms of its use of precast concrete, it was world revolutionary. It was recognised as a world-leading building. The precast concrete could only be made at that time in Holland. It was put on barges and sailed across the Irish Sea and up the Liffey and then brought to the site.
This building uniquely recalls the noble Celtic Christian towers of ancient Ireland.
And it also had lots of Irish references to it. He had been looking at the Martello Towers, at round stone forts in the Irish countryside. Even with the sort of crochet pattern of the structure on the outside, it's like he was looking at an Aaron Bonian jumper.
And when the people would find out that we had worked here, they'd say, "Oh, what's it like inside?" Everybody wanted to know what it was like inside. The advantage was we'd marvellous space. And in those days it was all steel cabinets and paper files, no computers. But gradually we got used to it, and I must have liked it because I stayed here until 1978.
We're all very excited about the move because it was going to be a beautiful office for the Colonel, and I had an office. They had those long blinds on the windows, and the minute we came in the morning, we just whipped them back, and we had all the view of the whole, you know, around us. It was very, very different.
John Johansen, to the end of his life, he was delighted that probably more than any building he ever built anywhere else in the world, this was the one that was most taken to heart by the community for whom it was built.